And we are live.
All right. What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos from the channel Frosted Fist, and I messed up that intro, but this beautiful guy over here is...
I am Freak, and I am also messed up.
All right. What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos.
And I am Freak, and welcome to the show.
There we go. Oh, man, we are all thrown off tonight, fam. We are all thrown off. Not thrown off, thrown off. You know, as we used to say in Grimes Point. It's one of those nights, guys. I apologize. First of all, big apologies, guys. Running a little bit behind, and you'll notice the title down here somewhere says that we're going to talk about Snaggas with the lovely Roxy Da Riveter. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, and we were unable to do the collab tonight. So the collaboration may take place in the future or something. So, I mean, apologize if it's a kind of clickbaity title right now. Not intended at all, guys. And you know, like I said, just we planned, you know, as much as we could, and things just didn't work out. But you know, hopefully we can get it going in the future, guys. We're still going to talk some Snaggas though, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the Warhammer releases, or you know, release news all this week, because we all know it's been a big week, and I'm sure all of you have already caught all of the major news that's come out this week. And I know it's already been covered by a million other people, but I'm excited about some of these things. I know Freak is, you know, not really affected, actually. I mean, we got sisters, guardsmen, orcs. What do
it's
we
a great day
for
for Mythos, because he's collecting them all, right? So for me, I'm like...
I'm like, gotcha, baby.
He's like, yeah, I'm so excited. I say, good. I'll just do some work while we go.
Although he has hinted a couple of times, like, man, what would it be like to, you know, paint a few orcs? You know, I might give that a go sometime. What a better time to think about. Now, I'm not saying he's going to. I'm not committing him to nothing. What a great time to think about starting orcs with some of the most gorgeous orc sculpts coming out in a long time. Well, I say a long time. Actually, that gas that came out last year was pretty badass. So I guess not that long, but you know, but still, I mean, amazing new sculpts coming out. You know, it'd be a good time to dip your toe in the water and think about if you're going to expand into into another army. Commodore said Roxy saw the Chippendale show and said, "Oh God, I can't be on that last show."
You know what? That could be that could be a showstopper, as we say. You know?
What could possibly have chased off any potential guests that might come on our show? Flashback to last week and the week before. All right, so we go into this place called the Hobby Shop, and just think about the helicopters spinning around and slashing
over hot cheese. Yeah.
Mistakes may have been made. Mistakes may have been made.
Yeah, I guess we should have left out the part with the refried beans. That was probably a little too much. I still would have too much for anyone, you know. I mean, heck, just the hot cheese, the hot melted cheese, you know, nacho cheese is bad enough. So I don't know.
Phoenix says Mythos gets new toys. Freak has to stay up on the main stage. You keep dancing. I'm gonna go play.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know.
Oh, hold the phone. We got, like, this is big news to me. Oh yeah, those orcs look great. Next army for me for sure. Commodore, my man. Welcome to the WA. That is so awesome. Especially, you know what? I'm really proud of my brother. You know, I think of this man not only as a friend, he is my brother. He's borderline blood, the Commodore. And I'm so proud. Okay. He's been about 3-4 weeks sober now, having given up Tau. And now he's coming over to the WA, a real Xenos army. I'm so everybody, please stop. Round of applause for the Commodore. Round of applause for the Commodore. This is amazing. I believe Taco Bell is sending us a cease and desist.
Oh God.
Please leave our nacho cheese out of it. Steve Cano, brother Odie, what up, baby? By the way, and you know, I always like to plug this at the beginning and the end of the show, but since we've got the man right here, let me go ahead and plug right now. Brother Oni is, of course, one of our sponsors for the show. And of course, if you go to his 3D printing shop, he's got some beautiful sculpts there. You can get them with a Frost and Fist discount code. Just click on that link there, and anything you want Brother Oni to print for you, you can get a little bit cheaper through the Frost and Fist.
A little discount. Really beautiful sculpts, man. Go check them out.
Really beautiful sculpts, absolutely. X-Gear Commander, happy freaking Friday, my brother. Good to see you, man. Jigs Hobby and Game, new channel name. He's had a makeover, a facelift to the channel, a new persona, if you don't say. But I think tonight, talking about these gorgeous orc sculpts tonight, I want to call him by his old name, the Jigs Wah, because he's got some badass orc work. I know how the man does. And so even though he's a hobby and gamer altogether, I'm still going to stick to the original. Jigs Wah is awesome stuff. Wow, there we go, baby.
Hey, keep it for a second. I'll be right back.
Sure. Granted, they're still in their boxes. Nice. All right, guys. So you guys know we have some amazing announcements this week. And before we really get into the meat and potatoes of what all these announcements are, first of all, y'all know, because we really wanted to talk orcs tonight, we're going to skip straight, bookends right now. We're going to start with day one and, of course, jump to Friday's announcements because we're going to put all the orc stuff together. And, of course, I'm also an up-and-coming Sisters player. I've got a whole 3-4 models assembled. So, I'm up and coming, baby. Man, those models are, because I'm not a builder, you guys know I prefer to paint over assemble any day, and these ladies are sexy but tiny and fiddly. So yeah, it's taken me way too long to assemble 4 of them, but yeah, I am definitely a up and coming Sisters player. So the new Sisters announcements really struck a chord with me. But I want to know what you guys are excited for before we really dive deep and get in depth about this conversation. What guys called out to you while we were looking at these announcements this week? I'm really excited. I want to say shout out to Brother Commodore. We were actually chatting back and forth about the Sisters releases because I love a lot of the new Sisters stuff. And I know it's a bit Marmite, the new Sisters suits, battle suits. That Kami and I were kind of talking about. They're kind of like Blade Guard veterans, it seems. But the new Sisters battle suits, they're little mech suits. I like the look. I know, like I said, they're a bit Marmite. People either absolutely love them or absolutely hate them. Very few people have I seen actually comment, like, yeah, they're okay. I guess they could go in my army, or they're my army, no big deal. People either really love them or really hate them. And I mean, like, absolutely hate. It's a split division in the community. I actually like those suits, but when I first saw, the white background with the confetti and the new High Lord model, the High Lord Sisters battle suit, and that really the very pale gold with the ivory bone kind of color, I just didn't feel like it worked together. And I was like, it really seems too kind of gaudy, especially with that white background and the confetti. Once I saw it again, they put up the later picture later on with the black background and with the fleur-de-lis behind it. And, you could actually see those lighter colors contrasting against the darker background. It toned the whole thing down and made it look less gaudy. I still think they're going to look better in Sisters of the Bloody Rose colors like I'm going to do. But I definitely didn't hate it after seeing that. Especially, again, I'm also not a big fan of the head they put with it. So I'm definitely going to be swapping that out for a helmeted head. Marcos, we know Brother Marcos is going to be excited about the WA coming out. And like I said, we're bookending. We're starting with all the new orc releases on Monday and Friday. Brother Oni says, I was a bit miffed. Nothing new for Blood Bowl was announced. Hey, tomorrow's supposed to be their biggest day. So who knows? You might get something announced there. Especially, oh man, I should have included that. Especially since, I saw an interview this week and they were mentioning they're still working, hard on Blood Bowl stuff. So maybe something will get announced. The new Sisters are effing gorgeous. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not going to lie, guys. When we actually look at it, we'll talk a little more in depth. But I think the banner lady, super cool. But even though super cool, like, I have no idea how I'm going to paint that. That's looking really intimidating to paint to me. And of course, I don't have a lot of experience with painting things like banners and tapestries. I've done a couple. That was nervous doing those, and weren't even like high detail ones. You know, this one coming out, it's a big, big design on the banner. Plus, it's like a full width banner at the top, but towards the bottom, she's got it kind of scooped up into one hand. And so you've got to paint that bunched up fabrics and really make sure that your folds of the fabric look right. You know, you've got your highest highlights at the top of the folds, but it's going to look, you know, like you've got some shadows down in the dark recesses of the folds. It's going to be, to me, what's intimidating. It's going to make this banner that's got a lot of sculpted in character and shape really easy to make look flat if you're not highlighting and shading carefully. So I'm looking forward to it, but I feel like I can definitely mess that up. That mega armored war boss looks great, doesn't it? And I'm going to say quick shout out to Brother Spud. I was watching one of his Kit Bash live streams. Marcos, I think you were there, man, where he Kit Bashed a war boss, well, not really a war boss. It was for his Inquisitor 28 retinue. I said, hey, that looks good enough to be a war boss to me. And it had these two big ass, awesome looking clubs for crumping and spikes and stuff like that. And then after some chat interaction, he put on top of the war boss a little grot with a big Tau rotary cannon shooting away into, you know, off of the top of the war boss. And when I saw them release that new mega armored war boss, I was like, this looks directly like GW copied Brother Spud's Kit Bash. It looks amazing. But I mean, am I going to hate on it? No, I won't. It looks awesome. Brother Daz, Dazra Kushanada. Oi there, my brother. Really excited. I mentioned last week I was very upset with the post office because they should have delivered his birthday present on time, but instead they sent it back to the vendor for no reason, no explanation. So I had them send it, but they sent it back again for free. And his birthday present reached him this week. It's a cool little D&D set that's got a like pop out terrain and everything for your dungeons of, you know, little, like I said, they're hard card stock pop out, but you can build a quick dungeon where your adventurers are going. I thought it looked like a pretty neat set. Mega Armor Boss was very much appreciated. You know, it's funny because the community has been asking for a new war boss for forever, and B, I think everyone was a little upset when they took out the option to have a war boss in Mega Armor anymore. So the fact that they're adding one back in is extremely cool. Zargod Snaggas. Now, I only saw pictures of today's release. Actually, Freak and I were at lunch when they were doing today's releases, so I'm not sure which one that is. When we click on the article and here in a little bit, though, I'll be able to see which one you're talking about, Marcos. Greg, my brother, good evening, my man. Have you seen the fan edit where they add some cloth coverings? Looks pretty legit. I have not seen that fan edit, Brother Archer. But man, if you wouldn't mind shooting me over, we could definitely show that off when we take a little bit of a look at like Art of the Week or whatever later on. So, other things that I'm really excited about is this week is more of the vampire stuff, guys, that came out. I mean, I'm like not a hardcore vampire fan, but I really feel like the vampires that they released for Underworlds and now these other releases for the vampires look like they're going to be pretty awesome. Like I'm a pretty big fan of the sculpts. Now, something, and again, when we get into these articles, you guys will be able to see what I'm looking at. But like I said, I think most of us have taken a look at some of the pictures or releases so far. But one of the things that caught my attention was that a lot of people were complaining about the vampire. Some people are calling them the vampire centaur models because, you know, it's like they're up to the waisted up. They're your average looking vampires, but then from the waist down, they're this whole other giant bat looking thing, but they're not attached at where like the waist of the bat thing would be. It's like it's attached. Their waist is attached at like where the neck of the vampire would be. So it's almost like some people have said a vampire centaur thing. And a lot of people say it doesn't look like there's no flow to the sculpt. It doesn't look well proportioned. It looks out of place. And that it's just all over the place. So some people some people don't like the way the model is put together. It's a chimera, basically. Exactly. There we go. That's a better explanation. Now, personally, I actually like that look because I think it adds kind of that creepy horror aesthetic. I am kind of a fan of things like In the Mouth of Madness, or some of the Stephen King stuff, or some of the even to some degree, Cthulhu and other Lovecraftian things, where they have like body horror and things are supposed to look disconjointed and disproportionate, because it adds to that weirdness, that aesthetic, that something feels so alien it doesn't seem right. So I like the fact that kind of adds to that kind of look. Are we doing Art of the Week this week? We absolutely will. We've got a bunch of great submissions so far, and if you guys want to add to it, we would love to see what you guys have. Talking about some of the people complaining about the disconjointed feeling of those vampire chimera things. Brother Oni says, I don't care. It's a new vampire model and I want it. I understand, my man. Honestly, that's exactly the way I feel about the new orc models. Brother Atlas, what F&F on track? We need to fix this. Oh man, that's because we had an extremely rough start. So we're talking about hobby for now, and we're still kind of like off track at the moment, but we're working our way back on track. But don't worry, I'm sure we'll be easily derailed. Brother Oni says, I have my Underworld's War. His Underworld's band assembled and primed. Good, awesome. Marcos, Zogrod is the runt herd character with the crazy hair squigs. Okay, yeah, that guy looks like crazy, but in like the best way. It looks really cool. I always saw that guy and I was like, I don't even know what he could be. He looks like he might be some kind of crazy, weird boy or something like that. But runt herd, I got you. Check your messenger. Okay, perfect. I'm going to send that over to Art of the Week, and we will show that off. So that way we'll be able to see what the fan edit thinks. Boom. All right, we'll view that during Art of the Week. Thank you. Give me more. I know. Can you imagine what that our army is going to look like when they have out a full 2,000 point army, 3,000 point army? It's going to be awesome. And again, it's really making me want to go back and play some AOS. So, dude, I think I need to get my Stormcast finished. I did get a brand new bottle of gold, and so I can get them finished up. And dude, we need to learn how to play some AOS, so that way we can bring these sexy AOS Stormcasts you gave me out, and also we'll have somewhere to play that awesome vampire army you're working on. I agree. The edit does look good, Archer. When I saw some of those vampire models come out, and part of me still thinking about it, but I mean, a few head swaps, or I think some of those vampire models would legit look like a really, really cool Blood Angels conversion. For like this for your special characters and stuff like that. It'd be really cool. I want those orc models. I plan to buy at least one big box. Yeah. Hell yeah, my brother. That new Beast Snagger box looks sexy, and I definitely want one myself. It's funny because I feel like I've just now recently gotten to a place where I feel like, okay, I feel like my orc army is filling out, There's a couple pieces I want here and there, maybe a second mech gun, maybe a couple of Megatrack scrap jets. There's a couple of things that I want to, piece together here and there to add in. But for the most part, I'm feeling like I can finally slow down with my orcs. I'm got them where I want them. Oh, I do want to do a conversion, and I already picked up a Basilisk Cannon. I want to do a conversion for not a gun wagon, but the one with the super cannon that you just built, Marcos. The name is escaping me. You just did one, and I actually bought a Basilisk Cannon for this purpose. Anyways, I want one of those. I want 2 Megatracks. It's just like I got a couple of pieces. I'm like, okay, I think my orc army is nearing being done. And then it's just like, boom, a whole new range of orcs that I'm like, I want a cannon wagon. Yes, thank you. And now I'm like, a whole new range of orcs. I'm like, well, it's time to double the size of my orcs now. The Thousand Suns versus Grey Knight box before the end of the year. That sounds cool. That one, I thankfully, I think I'm going to be able to pass on. However, my brother Alec is really into Grey Knights. And I think a box like that, if I can get the Grey Knights part of that box, might be a great way to get my brother Alec into 40K, because he's got one box of them so far, and he's kind of got them for potentially for a kill team in the future. And it would be cool if I could just use something like that to lure him into the full size 40K. Armies can be finished? Impossible. I mean, you're right. And I always mean relatively finished. But see, this is why it's impossible. Because as soon as I get to a point where I'm thinking I'm comfortable calling this army done, they're like, boom, whole new range of orcs. I always add something, right? It's always something else. You're like, I need one of those for my army. And that's exactly why you can never finish an army. By that same token, I was actually at a point, especially when I finished painting all 13, 14, 15 of my Thunderwolves. And I was like, I really have more points in Space Wolves now than I can ever use in a game. So there's really no point in me, continuing on with Space Wolves. I have almost everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to move on to other army. You guys have seen that. You saw me dabble a little bit in Ultramarines, do an entire White Scars bit, jump into orcs head first. And then what they do? They're like, hey, Primaris Wave 2, and there's all this cool stuff. And then I ended up converting a Primaris Chaplain on Wolfbike, and it's just like, oh, this whole new range would be awesome to add to my wolves. And you just think about whatever army it is, as soon as they add new stuff, it's just like, oh my God, this would go so well in my army. So hopefully collector coin for orcs will be available when these new orcs are coming out. Yeah, I'm thinking, because I have a buddy at a Games Workshop I like to go to, and he was been very tight-lipped whenever I try and ask about that coin that got leaked. Oh no, they act like there was never a leak. That such a leak doesn't exist. So I'm thinking the way it's been largely ignored as a leak, yeah, I think they're saving it for that Beast Snagga box whenever it comes out. When I first saw the Beast Snagga snapshots, I wasn't a fan, but I'm won over now. Yeah, for me, I've been an all-in fan since I first saw them, but they started with the cavalry units, and cavalry units in any army, in any game, are, for some reason, I'm always drawn to them. They're always my favorite units. And even when I first started 40K, the cavalry units is what drew me to Space Wolves. And people were like, dude, those units are terrible in game right now. And I was like, I don't care. They look cool. So I bought a box, painted them up, and then bought another box. It was just, I've just always been drawn to them. That was my entire reason for starting Space Wolves. And now it's just like anytime I see that in an army, I go for it. And they started off by previewing the Beast Snagga Cavalry first, and I was just instantly a big Beast Snagga fan. Plus, I love the leaner, sleeker, more proportioned look of the Beast Snagga boys too. So, I just big fan, guys, big fan. Marco says, I complete an army for a game or event that I start building and painting for the next. Then I start building and painting for the next game or event. And honestly, that is the smart way. And I've seen lots of people do that. They come up with a list. This is the list they want. This is the list they have. They model it. They paint it, start to finish. This project, ace and done. For some reason, I can never work that way. I can never work that way. My brain, I'm such a hobby butterfly. I honestly, truly, and again, it has nothing to do with stats or how good they are. I honestly and truly paint for quote unquote whatever I'm feeling at the time. Like, I'll have things primed and sitting here for months, year, more, because I'm just not feeling it yet. You know, or I'll be hardcore, you know, balls deep, as they say, into a project. And then I'll be like, hobby butterfly, something else snags my attention. You know what? I don't want to convert this all of a sudden. I want to paint this up. I want to do this, that, or the other. Well, how cool would this look with this? And then, boom, I'll chuck that project to the side and then start painting something else. Like this one, for instance. I was bound. Like, you know what? Space Wolf Blade Guard. I got it. You know, and like I said, I got them assembled, got them primed, did some special weapon effects, did, you know, the face, and I've really done nothing with them. I've just been sitting here because I've been feeling these Reavers, and, you know, of course I had a Patreon project come up, but then I was just randomly like, let me start my conversion for Murder Fang, and then, you know, just different stuff, you know, just the flights of fancy are real. If I were the kind of person to paint by stats, I probably would have finished my White Scars Blade Guard veterans by now, considering that they're considered the best melee unit in game right now. Or I have had these White Scar Centurions sitting on my shelf, primed and ready to go. Actually, they sat around unprimed for the longest time, but they've been sitting around built on my shelf for over almost 2 years now, since they were considered, you know, one of the most, you know, before Psychic Awakening. What was that? It was a campaign that came out before Psychic Awakening that really made Centurions a little broken, and like Imperial Fists were using them to deal like 90 something mortal wounds per turn. And anyways, Centurions were considered a broken unit at the time, one of the best units in the game. And yep, sat there unpainted, unprimed on my shelf for forever. I just don't paint, you know, for stats or whatever. I am going to mute for a second, guys. Allergies getting to me, and I don't want to be de-gross. So I'll be 1 second, half second away, guys. All right, and we are back. All right. Let's see. I've heard rumors a Guard versus Orc box set maybe this year or next year. I heard a rumor of that too. And we'll see if that comes to pass. Although I'm not sure, because we saw today Beast Snaggers are getting a whole Beast Snagga box. So I'm not sure they're going to be in a collaboration box, but we'll see. Commodore, one of my Smash captains, says Tau Cavalry gets released. Bethos. Son of a bitch, I'm playing Tau. I mean, it's possible. Our very, 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 very first Frosted Fist video was a diorama I painted for a painting competition. It was a Rough Riders diorama. Do I play Guard? Nope. Do I have any reason why I spent $40 on a box of Guard and some cold ones? Nope. I just wanted to paint Cavalry. I heard Rough Riders were a thing, I knew very little about Rough Riders, but I'm like, Imperial Guard Cavalry, hell yeah. And so I painted up some Rough Riders. Still got them around somewhere, but I think they are starting to fall apart after 4 moves. Currently rebasing boys that I hope to use in the Lone Star Open. Nice. I have been rebasing as I've been painting, and I think that's been kind of an advantage of being a new orc player, is that as I go, I don't have to go back to it. I can just do it as I crank them out. A lot of them are already actually all my boys have been pre-built and pre-assembled because they've been secondhand. But I'm just chopping up the little 25 millimeter bases they come on, making them jagged like the cork you would build up on a model, sticking that to the 32, and then I put some of the mud basing material around it and then flocking, and it looks like I've built up a base out of cork instead of actually using the old base, but it looks good, and it keeps me from having to pull them off of the old base to put them on the new base. Really, I would love a guard versus orcs box. The Beast Snaggas is supposed to only be 50% of the orc release. I didn't realize that. That is pretty awesome. So kind of like after Indomitus, we got a second wave of new models after Indomitus for Space Marines and whatnot. So that's cool that they're going to be doing kind of the same thing for orcs. We'll get the Beast Snagga box, and then we'll get a wave too. Very nice. Okay, Tommy, I'm not going to lie to you. You're probably right. I was listening to Big D and Raceland, brother Raceland. Big shout out. Welcome home, my man. Glad to see you back on the channel. But I was listening to Big D and Raceland this week talk about Tau, and Big D was explaining to Raceland that there's a Farsight, who is a quote unquote, Malay build you can take to the Tau, between some of his commanders and stuff like that, with the energy gauntlets, and then of course Farsight's got the big sword himself. However, by general consensus, everybody says that Tau Malay is terrible, right? So, not gonna lie, I thought about it at that moment. I was like, that would be kind of a challenge. Being that I'm like just a hardcore Malay player myself, trying to do a Malay Tau army and trying not to hate it. Because it's like, of course, you guys know what I hate about Tau is the Riptides and Triptides, right? And I really don't like Storm Surges either, if I'm going to be honest. Although, if I were going to like a Storm Surge, guys, I watched this week a beautiful painting tutorial for a Storm Surge by our brother Rob over at the Miniatures Paintbrush, and I definitely recommend checking that out. Brother Rob does some excellent painting tutorials. It's good to see him doing painting tutorials again. And the Storm Surge is a beautiful model that he's really made look good. So anyways, what I hate about Tau is basically the fact that I get shot off the table. Honestly, a lot of games for me have been I get shot off the table in a shorter amount of time than it took me to set up and put my models on the table. That's why I have bitter resentment against Tau. So if I were ever to do anything Tau related, it would be trying to challenge myself to do a Malay build, which I thought would be cool. Hearing Big D talk about it, because it got my gears going in my brain piece. And I was like, okay, I could see that being kind of cool, actually. Especially since, doing an all Malay version of those robots would be kind of Gundam-esque, I thought. Anyways, even Freak here. Welcome back, Freak.
Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
It's all gravy, baby.
I had 4 new user agencies that were sent in. Like, you got to be kidding me. So
that's okay, man. We have been having a good old time chatting along. I've really been enjoying talking to these guys.
Good.
And like I said, I was thrown off in this when the show started tonight. But man, after
getting your stride.
After chatting with these amazing people here today, I'm feeling good.
They do it, dude. They really do it.
Yeah, and so Freak laughed at me because when I was gifted the AdMech army, I played them the way that tutorials teach you to play them online as a gunline army. And wouldn't you know, by the end of 8th edition, for me, they were over 50% a melee army. And Freak's like, you're the only person I know that would have an almost 100% win ratio with a shooting army and then intentionally turn it to a melee army.
I just did not understand that.
And it's true. I won fewer games playing them as melee, but enjoyed playing AdMech more as melee.
Seriously, he basically turned his AdMech into freaking Space Wolves. Like, how?
I lost a lot of objectives, but man, having like my Electro Priest run through his back line, just chucking mortal wounds at him, running through his back line. Sure, he won on objective points, but I'm just like having a good time punching stuff in the face. And I've mentioned this before, and a lot of people say that I'm weird and they have trouble understanding this about me. I don't mind losing. And I think one of our games we played, Freak beat me by like 30 points. I don't mind losing as long as I get to do cool stuff. I'll do cool stuff all day long. But yeah, so anyways, when D was talking about doing that with Tau and how awful of an idea it is, I was just like, that would be kind of cool. AdMech are still strong in 9th. Absolutely they are. I was listening to, again, Brother D, who was looking at the London, looking at some of the GT ranking and stuff like that, some of the tournaments. And we talked a little bit last week about how almost all of the tournament top 6, top 7, even top 8 players have been largely the majority Dark Eldar. And I've heard that some of the only people beating Dark Eldar were other Dark Eldar and in some cases AdMech, because they have the ability to snipe some of the main characters.
I'm really surprised that you haven't played your AdMech yet so far this edition.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's only because of focus, because you know what Barney Stinson always says, new is always better, right? And so I've just been pushing on my new orcs lately. And then like this was like when I played Atlas, what, two weeks ago?
Right.
That was the first time I broke out my wolves in all of 9th edition. And I broke out the scars once in 9th edition when we played over, I think it was a 40K in barbecue. Mm-hmm. And that's it, man. It's been all the rest has been orcs.
Yeah.
But also I think the fact that because, COVID restrictions and whatnot, we haven't gotten in very many games either. I think when I played Atlas, that was my first game of the year, so.
Yeah.
A lot of this edition we've been kind of watching from the sidelines.
This is true, because this last game that you played with Atlas, that was your first time you actually fielded your Space Wolves.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we got to get in some games, man. We really do.
Definitely, for sure.
Freak and I were supposed to see each other this weekend, but it turns out that's not going to happen. So we just got to make time to see each other and get some games in, man.
For sure.
Lupus, my brother, for us.
But by the way, guys, if you're just joining or have just joined here in a little bit, I'm not sure if Mithra's already covered it, but just wanted to apologize. You do see the thumbnail. Unfortunately, our guest couldn't make it, so this is kind of where we are. So thanks for sticking it out anyway. I know you really rather see her than our ugly mugs, but hey. What you see is what you get.
We're WYSIWYG. Is that what you say? We're WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get.
It's true.
Frosted Fist. We're WYSIWYG.
WYSIWYG. That's right.
That should go on a t-shirt. Oh man, some of our beautiful, beautiful people from across the way and in two different directions, honestly, are joining us. We global here, baby. We got Essex boys, another one of my orc favorites. We've got Brack the Warboss from Australia. G'day.
G'day,
we got Wargaming with Gary. Hey guys, I made it. You certainly did, my brother. We are so glad to see you.
I love that. Little Lupus Canis. I'm here to support my brothers. That's epic, bro.
Lupus is always so amazing. One thing is Lupus always joins us for our chat, always has, something positive to say, great input, always asks people to smash the like button.
Yeah.
And then after the show is over, always comes back to the archive and thanks us for the show.
That's
it's just
so cool.
Good people. Good people.
We need to make him our honorary hype man.
Marcos, you guys are enough for me to tune in. Thank you so much, guys. Ashley, good to see you. I don't know if I said good evening to you yet, so good to see you, Ashley.
Hello.
We actually brought up you and brother Greg earlier today while we were having lunch. Got some sushi and some other stuff at one of our favorite
you guys
little
came up
places.
with a conversation. That's right.
That's right. In fact, we've already gotten your approval to use your picture, Greg, in an upcoming skit we're doing. So it's binding. It's in another video. So you will be featured, sir. Oh man.
Dang it, Kami.
Welcome to the Frosted Fist. Yeah, we're just disappointed us too. Oh man. I mean, come on, guys. I get to look at Freak Smug every week, but
True.
The opportunity to look at the Queen of Crump.
I mean, he tried to put me in a dress, and I just fought it. I said, no, I'm not doing it. Save that for Chippendale's pal. This is not going to happen on the show.
Look, baby, can you just dress up as the Queen of Crump just for tonight, okay? Just one night?
Nope.
I tried to talk her into it.
You keep chasing me around with freaking stick of lipstick and one of those blush brushes. Like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you?
He is surprisingly slippery to hold down when you're trying to put on lipstick.
Yeah, well, we just got off the show, man. We had all that oil on us.
Oh, man. Miniature paintbrush. Good to see you, my brother. I was just telling everyone to go check out that badass Storm Surge tutorial you put out and how you've got some of the best quality painting tutorials in the business. Not the business, the business. Commodore, I hope they found a way. Wink, wink, wink. Oh, boy, was that a combo? What was that combo about? Oh, just wait till you see. Wait till you see. We have your approval. It's binding. Who was going to be your guest? The Queen of Crump, Roxy. And we hopefully we can, like I said, it just didn't work out tonight, but hopefully we have the opportunity to do a little collaboration in the future. That'll be cool. Finally supposed to get a game of COVID. A game of COVID. Oh my God.
That's a great game.
Oh my God.
Hey, you want to play COVID?
Let me take back them words. Let me not speak that into existence. Let's all forget that happened. In fact, we're going to go a little Men in Black here. Okay, so what you actually saw was the particles of gas released. Anyways, I'm finally supposed to get in a game since COVID.
How do you paint that?
Huh?
What kind of miniatures could that be? I'm sure there's a model of.
Now do I do Space Wolves or Blood Angels? I'm biased, so I always say go with
Space
the Wolves, baby.
I agree with that.
All right, so hey, I'm not that mean, and we never said you were. In fact, we mentioned that you are an amazing wargamer and one of the loveliest people in the wargaming community here on YouTube. Also, that we totally believe that Greg fell down the stairs. Thank you, my brother. We're working on a tutorial on the diorama base for the Storm Surge.
I just think Greg's really clumsy, Really clumsy.
Oh, man. So that is all cool stuff. So after chatting a lot about the releases, I do want to get to those quickly so we can talk a bit about some of this exciting. However, tradition. What you got for Poke Chop, baby? What you been working on this week?
This freaking fly has been harassing me. So I finally finished Kami's Oh, sorry, you guys can see me go crazy here with this. I got my trusty zapper. I love this thing. It's freaking amazing. And there's a fly the size of a car that's flying around, is buzzing my head like I was at air traffic control. And I just don't do flies, so you're gonna see the goofy side of me come out trying to murder this fly. Anyway, so I just got through wrapping up commission piece for a wonderful patron, the amazing Commodore, and you know, since he is a fellow, you know, Imperial Fist, I figured, you know what? Hey, we'll try to get him a nice smash, Captain. And I officially fell down the stairs. Can't do that, man. I'm in the middle of something, and I'm reading this crap, and I'm like,
Yo, man.
My wife told me I fell down the stairs. I mean, I fell down the stairs. No. 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 Yes, that is.
Oh, you think you can paint Imperial Fist, Tommy? Well, look what I just did. I did this in my sleep. What do you got now?
Oh, man, I just lifted one cheek, farted, poop, there it is. Boom. Instant Imperial Fist. No, man.
Yeah, I did this without looking, Tommy. Why don't you go play Ultras now? Aww.
Oh, my gosh. I got some pics to share with you guys, but yeah,
you're so mean to Kami, man. Jesus.
Oh man. Oh my god.
My wife says I fell down the stairs. We don't have stairs.
Let's see what Phoenix is.
Remember your color wheel for cover up. Wow. Also, I think it's funny because I had when I sent Kami their T-shirt for our Wolf Guard level of Patreon, I mentioned that, you know, as the Imperial Fist expert, we're gonna have Freak send you something nice. So it's funny that he forgot about that. Thought you were just flexing on him.
Wow.
I'll make my own Imperial Fist with blackjack and hookers. Honestly, I'd rather play your Warhammer, man. Oh man. Oh, you should have heard him talking on Wednesday, Kami. He was talking so much trash. They did have a painting session this week, so I'm inclined to believe him. COVID, you win or die from Milton Bradley. Fly to the Phoenix says, I'm already trying to picture what that board game would look like. All right, so you got the Smash Captain done. Did you do any other kind of hobby or gaming this week? Like build a bat cave, maybe?
Okay. All right. I got to tell y'all. I've got to tell y'all. So, when you invite your brother, come and hang out with you, and this is on my personal server, right? This is my chill server. Don't you me? When all of a sudden, you know, you're like, you know what? It'd be so fun to just get you know, the Wolf Brother and his lovely wife Lily to come and hang out with me on my server, because I have, it's just going to be a build mode, and of course you're fighting off, you know, the zombies as they attack, and so I've got an extra ton more zombies coming in on 7 Days to Die, but it's such a fun game because it's relaxing and you can just build, you can just let your imagination run wild. Okay, and so I've started building already. There was a cave that was bear. There was a bear there, and I killed him.
This is creative mode, by the way.
Yes, so creative mode. And so
if anyone's familiar with, say, Minecraft, you've got survival mode and creative mode. So this is creative. And so I say to Mythos, I say, hey man, listen, I'm trying to build an underground base, and you know, just dig a little bit, you know, so we can get a base. Okay, and so I started working on a different area, and then next you know, I'm hearing a like just a loud noise.
I run out there, and the entire top layer of dirt. Let's just put it away. No. I take it back. At first, I saw a light coming through. I'm like, wait, I didn't put a light there. I haven't even run electricity yet. But no, somehow sunlight was coming through a hole from the dirt. You know, and I'm thinking, what the heck? I said, Mythos? He goes, oh, it's all cool, brother. That's all right. And so like, okay, I'll leave it. We got a skyline. Okay, I can fix that. No problem. I went back, and then
I just want to insert here that I immediately volunteered to fix it. Don't worry, I got this. Let me finish what I'm doing now. You don't even have to worry about this.
All of a sudden, an entire, it's like it was just the weirdest thing. All of a sudden, I hear this crash, and the entire level, the whole top ceiling, just completely caved in, and I'm like, This was supposed to be underground. And he goes, it's still underground. No, it's not. We are fully exposed to the elements. It's no longer underground. When I look up, I don't see dirt. I see the sky. And he's like, that's okay. Said, it's okay.
Don't worry. I'll put in a roof. No problem. No problem, babe.
So okay, go ahead.
There's some steps missing here. Okay, let me give you guys the other side. Okay, he brought us in this piece, and he said, you know what? I want you guys to feel like this is your home too. Expand out as far as you want and go nuts. You know, he said, you know, make it yours. He kept saying that. Make it yours. Don't worry. Make it yours. I said, all right. And so then I build it. He's like, I really want to expand the space of this underground bunker. So I go through, and I did a whole football field of space, right? And he goes, it's not deep enough. And I was like, it's exactly the depth you said it to earlier. He said, no, I need you to make the whole thing deeper. So I said, I got you, fam. Now put this together with, he said, make it yours and go nuts, right? He said, make it yours.
He went nuts.
So I said, all right, you need it deeper. This clearly not enough. You need it deeper. I got you, fam. I got you. So I Minecraft style dug straight down. Minecraft style chiseled the entire length of this football field cave I had made a right turn, chiseled all the way down, made another cavern. I did 3 sides of this cavern and most of the back end. And y'all, it was deep. like the original space bunker we had made was about 5 or 6 squares deep. And I took that and I made it 50 squares deep.
I thought at some point he was going to clip through. I thought at some point he was just going to clip through the proverbial way to China, and I'm thinking,
he said,
"Oh my God!"
He said, "Not good enough. You needed to make it deeper." So I made it deep. I gave him exactly.
He
what
looked
he asked
at me
for.
and says, "Challenge accepted." I'm like,
so my plan, which actually was viable, at this point. So I did the edges. And then I started digging through underneath. Instead of like taking the time to dig out every rock, I started at the bottom layer and started shearing off the rock face underneath it, making cliff faces fall inward until the entire football field square had been caved in. And I said, it's deeper now. I'm about a third of the way through this project. Freak got so pissed. He was just dead silent. And then I got pissed that he was pissed. So we were for some reason
at each other, and we're still
you would probably think that if you were having an argument with your best friend, you probably wouldn't continue the game. Nah, we fam, right? This guy and I, we fam. So because we fam, we're committed to still sticking it out with each other. So we sat there and played, irritatedly not talking to each other for 50 minutes. And every time he would complain about the roof, I'm going to fix your damn roof. Don't worry about it. Okay. But then he's like, you don't know how to build. You can't fix the roof because you need pillars. I'm like, I'm leveling the floor right now. We can put in some pillars. So we just like literally sassy each other. Like we'll go 10 minutes and not say anything. One of us will make a snarky quip. Other one will respond. Another 10 minutes of silence. Another snarky quip. Another response. Another 10 minutes. And by the end of it, we were like, damn, this place looking pretty good, actually.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? I didn't think about this. I said, you know, this whole thing, because here's what the problem was, that there was nothing to attach. There was nothing to put together. Yeah, pretty much. So in order to even put a roof, you needed something to attach, and there was nothing there. And I have never built anything or worked on anything so vast. It was just extreme. And then I started thinking, pillars. Okay, all right, okay, this is salvageable. So as long as we could get these pillars to, you know, okay. By the way, the depth of this hole is about it's about the size of a medium, not a skyscraper, but a pretty tall building.
A high rise.
A high rise, yeah. So a pretty good, yeah, several stories for sure. You know, and I swear, because I actually built a staircase, and it takes you a long time to walk that staircase.
It's good to see an old married couple playing video games together. Yeah, that's pretty. And poor my poor lovely Lily was just kind of caught in the crossfire.
I was like, you know, yeah. Shut up, Steve. Shut the. Oh God! Now. That freaking walkway. It was the staircase. Oh my God, that stair. Man, I was just having fits because I had no way of. I could not figure out how to support it. Finally, it was. Yeah, Steve just did put up. He was just, man, I'm just gonna go over here, and he went in his little hole. They started digging. So finally figured it out. Like, oh man, that was just frustrating. But yeah, no, hey, it looks crazy. I gotta get pictures of it because it looks pretty freaking cool.
It does look like a bat cave now.
Yeah,
it looks really
does.
good.
It's really cool. I like heights, I guess.
See, there's a little irritation along the way, but when we put our ideas together, baby, it looks good in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man.
So yeah, so we played a little bit of that, and no, it was actually kind of, I couldn't wrap my mind around it, but you know, it was just amazing how we were able to kind of make it work. Man, it was just huge space that somehow it became a livable space. So I ran electrical, ran the lights and everything, and I was like, oh, this has turned out to be nice. So Mila hasn't seen what I've done just on the up level. I'm leaving his lower level for him because that's his area, and I figured, you know what, I think he'd have fun decorating it and stuff like that. But I think it's turned out really cool.
I also, you know, if anyone feels like I may have gone a little too far in getting on his nerves today, I treated him on lunch day for putting up with my ADD. So,
look, don't even go by ADD. Like I said, I'm so distracted by this stupid fly right now. It is driving me nuts. The entire show is up a damn fly.
All right. So what I've done this week, hobby-wise, is I also finished up my patron special this week. So just got this guy sealed and varnished earlier today. Did the basing earlier this week, and the oil wash really brought out the face, I feel like, which is probably not going to show. Actually, that camera's not doing bad. But yeah, you can actually, now that I've matte varnished it, see the shield, you know, the blend on the shield a little better. It still looks kind of flat, but anyways, I did the snow, and I made sure to take some of the snow and dab it up on the armor, top of the shield a little bit. And yeah, this little blade guard came out nicely, I think. And I do a little something special that no one is ever going to notice on the base. So I did like a crater in the middle of this rocky area here with the snow. And then I filled it in with clear gloss resin, and then frosted it over with a little matte varnish. So like there's an ice slick in the middle of this cliff and snow, just to add some depth and dimension. And then of course I've got like little bits of aquarium crystal that were clear, but then when I hit it with the matte varnish, gave it a frosted over look, really kind of added to that icy look. And of course you guys will see some pictures when I toss it up on Instagram. But yeah, I'm enjoying the way it came out, and I think this would be a cool little blade guard to send it over to Brother Meeks. So, pretty hyped. Speaking, like I said, this was one of our projects for one of our highest tiers of Patreon, where Freak and I painted up models for some of our folks. And with that, I wanted to mention this week, you know, big thanks to everyone who does support the channel, whether it is just hitting the like or the share button, dropping in on these live chats, because like I said, you know, I had a somewhat of a rough day earlier, and you guys chatting with you guys just makes it all better. So that was all cool gravy. And anyways, something your support has helped us do is, you know, I used to do painting chats once in a while for a show where I would have my face cam and a desk cam going. And we got another Logitech coming, so that way I can go back to doing some of those. So we got an upgrade. We got a second camera coming for me, so I can go with the 2 camera setup like Freak.
This is so satisfying.
I've got a microphone coming because, you know, I used to have a Blue Yeti, and you know, some of the different stuff I've tried, the sound does sound better than the microphone I was using before, but you know, it's still not as good as it was when I was using the Blue Yetis. I've got
definitely
a replacement Blue Yeti coming, so hopefully the sound will be a little better. Freak's headset's been dying out for a couple of weeks now, so we got him an upgrade coming. So,
the cool thing is, by the way, honestly, when Mythos says, "Hey, can you just put this towel aside and work on our Patreon thing?" And I'm thinking, yeah, okay. Man, when I started working on it, that was my motivation, and oh man, it actually pulled me out of my slump that I've been in for a while, and I've just been enjoying painting, man. Just really, just that right there just got me out of my slump. So I was super happy to do that. So no, there was that big fat fly.
Yes, he was zapping a fly. There was no masochism involved.
Not at all, no. Yeah.
That was not with a fly swatter, it was jumper cable. Yeah, you guys can't see it under the shirt, but it's connected straight to the nipples, you know. So he's just like zap. So if you guys like try this little experiment, guys, tap the screen to go back about 30 seconds and watch when he's zapping that thing. You'll see a little blush in the cheeks, like an "oh senpai" moment. You'll see. That's because he's zapping himself straight in the nipples. Straight in the nipples, guys. You know how I know it's happening? Because, guys, that is a bit he does right there at Chippendale. So if you come on down to Chippendales, guys,
free show.
If you, yeah, and actually, you know, Tuesdays, Tuesday is one of those. The beer pitchers are only $5 on Tuesdays. Yep. Come on down, guys.
Come check it out
for, $9.99.
Yep.
Get into the door at Chippendales. Yep. That's it. Small cover fee, $5 beers. You can see him do that exact same routine.
It hurts for a little bit,
at Chippendales.
They go numb after a while, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, his O face, exactly. Soon we'll see smoke. New stage dance at Chippendales is called Ride the Lightning. He did say it was very satisfying. With a smile. Brother Roxas, yo, my man.
Oh, man. Poor Roxas.
Yo.
What did I just walk into?
My brother comes on, boom, batteries and nipples. That's immediately where the show got to. Other hobby updates I got, guys, is I laid down a little bit more gold on some of my Ninja Reavers, but that was really honestly and truly just idly during a conference call or two. Most of my work went into the Blade Guard this week, so I can get that in the mail and sent out. And of course, I did do my experiment this week with YouTube Shorts, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, I've got a YouTube short with my Invictor Tactical War suit. This guy right here will do the Weather Pig Point, right? This guy right here did a little YouTube short with him. And I've heard some pretty big success from some of the hobbyists like Who Took My Dice doing YouTube shorts. So if you haven't seen it, go check that out. I had a lot of fun doing that. And then kind of hobby adjacent. This isn't really like tabletop hobby, but I enjoy this kind of thing. I haven't collected comics in a long time, other than that amazing Dragon Age comic that my lovely lady picked up for me. But I think maybe my favorite DC hero, Nightwing, is getting a run with one of the best authors in DC right now. And I kind of watched the synopsis of the new Nightwing series, and I think, you know what, this sounds like they're doing the series some justice. Sounds like good stuff. So I picked up the first 2 issues under the new writer. So, you know, I'm pretty excited about that. And of course, you've already heard about our 7 Days to Die exploits, and that's really been all the hobby I got in this week. Again, I'm really mostly living these days. I'm not getting into a lot of hobby. I'm really just mostly living that accounts payable life or accounts receivable life, and it's eating away at my brain. But you know, I'm hoping to get. I think I'm getting in a positive direction. I'm hoping to get my clients caught up, and if I can get my clients caught up, hopefully my hobby time will free back up.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, because honestly, at my job, it's been absolutely chaotic because there's a lot of changes, and we just hired somebody brand new, a new IT person, and I've been the one to try to make sure that she stays working right and training and all that stuff, because I'm the last one. I'm actually the original old guard, if you will, and I'm the one that actually understands and adheres to and pushes the policies and procedures, and I'm at the process of trying to have them written down, and so anyway, so it's just been very, very frustrating to try to spend long days just coming home after all that. So I think once the dust settles, I think that'll we'll see a little more. You'll see Mythos and I a little more calmer and less frazzled probably. But I think that's been something that's been kind of hitting us. Agreed.
Yeah. Work has been kind of aggravating for the both of us recently. And I think the fact that it's cutting into our hobby time for me has been kind of detrimental, because that's my therapy time. That's how I decompress. And the fact that I'm not getting that is like just eating away at it me a little bit, I think. It's my creative outlet, right? Mm-hmm. So anyways, moving back. Gamers with Coffee, you guys have a great night. This he's playing with zappers on his nipples. Looks like we're going to need more AA batteries.
Pretty much. She actually bought a huge pack. I think it's like 100 batteries or something like that. So I'm covered.
Oh, thank you so much, Lucas. Clients, we know what that is. I mean, yeah. Why do you think I'm so frustrated? Trying to get them to pay their bills, man. I put a lot of work into that.
Clients.
And by work, anyways.
Oh, it's still there. Damn, that fly is actually fused under that edge.
Goodness.
Yeah. Oh crap! There it goes. Yeah. See. Yeah. See. Like Ride the Lightning, man.
Oh my goodness. All right, so Freak, let's jump into some of those articles we wanted to take a look at.
Absolutely. Oh, there.
That's Costco membership paying for itself right there.
Oh my god.
All right, Brother Freak. My throat is sore. I need a refill, so I want you to put on that silky voice of yours and keep them entertained for a half second while I refill.
Half second? Okay. Oh my, there's music here. Whoa.
Hello everybody and welcome to day 5 of Warhammer Fest.
Stop. No, get that. Okay. Alright, there we go. Let me set this up, guys. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of I can never listen to the song that way. What? Which song? What song, Steve? I'm not sure what song, you guys. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys something. Mythos, and I was actually thinking about this on the way to, home from work. Mythos has been hasn't been doing it lately, but I think for good 2-3 months now. Right. For Metallica, yeah. I'm sorry, Steve. Sorry about that. So Mythos says, hey, you know, I really think it would be really entertaining to see you do a Let's Play. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to see my dumb ass on there. And there's so many other people that do it. It's like, you know what? There's others that do it better. I'm not really. What are your thoughts on that? Because I don't do. Okay, there's two things I don't do well. I don't do like very scary games, and I don't do the really frustrating games. Like there's one that's called Over It. You've probably seen Markiplier and a bunch of others actually have done it. And I mean, for the love of God, the man threw a chair, and I'm thinking, do I really want to, you know, be susceptible to that? Do I want to put myself through this? But I mean, I don't know if that's something you guys want to see. I will actually, you know, I would actually do it. Of course, it'll be, you know, separate from this channel, but you know, would tag you guys, and you know, it'd be interesting. But yeah, I mean, this is just something that I was thinking very much. I was considering, you know, and Ethos just kept thinking, man, you losing your shit, that would be great to see. It's like, why? See, the thing is, he really gets a kick when I lose my stuff when we're playing a game, right? You know, that's just like, he'll just sit back with a tub of popcorn and a drink and just sit there and watch me like, oh, this is good. Oh, are you getting this? Get the camera.
In a game on the poor young guy who didn't give him enough Reese's Pieces at Dairy Queen. The guy who didn't load his groceries right. Some of our former employees that it would intentionally test him.
Oh, man.
When Freak gets going, guys, it's hilarious. You should see his face start shaking when he reaches a certain level of pissed. And the way his jaw kind of shakes while he's pissed, it reminds me of Jeff Goldblum. I've told him this before.
Oh
and I tell him when he goes into the Jeff Goldblum, he does the fast speaking one thing right into the next, like Jeff Goldblum too. You know, it's hilarious. Pissed Freak is like pissed Jeff Goldblum, and there are a few things better to watch, I think. So I'd love to watch him do a Let's Play like that.
Yeah, so that's something that I'd consider. You know, I'm like, okay, you know what? I would do it for Mythos. Oh. Yeah, that was
Brother Kev. Wow.
Hey, Kev. Yeah, no, that was the most frustrating. I mean, like, I'm going up there walking and I see a bunch of dogs come. I'm like, what the hell? Oh God, I was so freaking mad. Like, why? Why the freaking dogs coming after me? And Steve's dying laughing. Steve is he's standing on a rooftop and he's peeing himself watching me get mauled by a bunch of dogs. on 7 days to die. I'm like, bastard. Anyway, so
yeah, guys, please comment. Let him know that you want to see him pissed like Jeff Goldblum, because you do. Let me tell you,
that would be that would be the first one. It's either going to be I Am Bread, which is one of those, crazy, stress-inducing ones, or Over It, which is I think they were both played by Markiplier, and like I said, I have not seen Markiplier throw anything on I Am Bread, but for sure he was he lost his stuff on Over It.
Over It, Pogo stuck. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Oh man. So let me know what your thoughts are. If you think I should go ahead and do that, and y'all can just have fun at my expense.
And I'm pretty sure, because I've seen Freak Loose's temper once or twice, I'm pretty sure that channel is not going to be as kid-friendly as this one, which we are very thinly.
Right, it's a line. There is a line there, It's
there's a very thin line that basically we try to avoid F-bombs and, special Game of Thrones kind of vocabulary.
You know what? We just bought an what do you call it? A blood pressure machine, an electronic one. That would be cool to do. It's actually play for a little.
Oh my God!
Play a little bit and then cut to a scene to me taking my blood pressure.
Take it before you start streaming, so you can give them a resting state.
Exactly. And then a couple.
Oh man!
About 30 minutes into it, I'm already having a freaking coronary.
Hey, you got votes in the chat, man. Marco says that sounds like fun. Lupus says heck yes for a pissed freak. So, Running Bear says someone here is into R. Kelly for sure. I'll take that as a vote.
Yeah.
Freaks Doctor, your blood pressure is really high. Freak, I've been live streaming lately. And I don't know if I said goodnight, but Kev, man, sleep well, man.
Yes, you do.
Right. It's like I said, we try and steer away from those as best as we can, it works out sometimes. Sometimes we have an occasional slip. Sometimes I get death threats across the living room.
Right. Okay. That's horror. Setting it up. As?
So just to avoid confusion, I only started I only sent you the two that are Orchid Nature Day 1 and Day 5. And then of course, if we have some free time, we can look at some of the other ones. And then of course, we got some great stuff for Art of the Week here as well.
There we go. Okay. Strength.
Me Snaggas box. It's so beautiful. It's a pretty box. It's a pretty box.
That freaking that's a squid, isn't it? The full size?
Yeah.
Oh, squid hog. Yeah. Dang.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, they look really cool, actually.
Yeah, right there, just the contents of this box by itself, I'm so hyped for. Three of the regular looking Squid Cavalry guys, one special Squid Cavalry looking guy, and then the little grot. Zoom in, look at the little grot on his own little wheelie squig. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. I want one.
Yeah. Hey, hold on.
So cute.
Where is he? I mean, there he is. You guys can see him. Oh my god,
he's so cute. I want.
Dude, he's got is that a missile or a rocket strapped to the back of it?
He's got it looks like a bundle of bombs strapped to the squig. I'm wondering if he's riding a bomb squig, which I think would be awesome, like a suicide bomber.
Oh my god!
Dry, little suicide bomber grot. That'd be kind of hilarious.
Dude, they've got really good stuff. Oh
yes.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, that's the one that they were showing in the on the silhouette. That's
yeah. And what's funny is, so when I went to go meet you for lunch earlier today, I had the Warhammer stream going here on the computer, and I went to the bedroom, got my wallet, got all my stuff, and I came over to pick up my phone on the way out, and I saw this, and I'm like, oh man, I'm missing that they're streaming orc stuff right now. So I chose to go meet my brother for lunch instead of watching this orc stuff. But yeah, I think he looks awesome, dude. Look at him, that crazy hair.
Yeah,
I thought he was some kind of a psychic weird boy. Weird boy. Just look at him.
Yeah, is he not? What is he?
I think that's the one, and of course we'll probably, as we look through the article, find out. But I think that's the one Marcos was saying is a runt herd dude thing. I could be wrong.
I mean, these sculpts look amazing, and they all have personality. Each one, I love that. I think I would definitely go for this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have been thinking about painting something other than Space Marines lately, and this is a beautiful time to be considering orcs. And I'm not saying, if there are any other, things that might catch your attention, but I'm just saying, if you were going to consider orcs, it's a beautiful time right now.
This. I mean, look at this.
Marco said that's the one.
Yeah, look at the plate.
Oh yeah, that's why cavalry units are my favorite on anything, and this guy's awesome. Love the steel plate. Like, I bet it's going to have some kind of rule for ramming something with its head. One can hope. Like the cavalry units used to have that. What was it? God, what was it called? Whenever they would make a charge, they could deal mortal wounds. And same thing with jump pack units. They used to do the same thing. So I'm wondering if they'll get a rule like that.
So are you seeing this?
Bomb grot, witness me. Boom.
So this cat here, it's on a wheel, but the squig hog is, I don't know.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Have you ever seen like the little cartoons of a cat that's too fat? So it's on like a roller, or it's on like a skateboard walking around.
Oh my God.
That's what it reminds me of. It's a little round squig that maybe can't hold up the weight of this grot.
I'm too heavy.
Maybe it can't hold up the weight of this grot, so it's wheeling into battle.
You got something for my ass?
I mean, yes, I do, but we're in the middle
of
wow.
Oh, right. Minimize this.
Hey, Marco says Freak needs an orc army in his life.
Yeah, you know what?
I find that having
I'm not opposed.
I find that having an orc army is quite stress reducing in your life.
I may have to consider that.
All right, what's to say about the beast Snaggas, often led by a knob?
So mobs of mounted beast Snaggas are often led into battle by a knob, much like their foot-slugging comrades. For these brutal warriors, the regular squig hog doesn't offer quite enough oomph on the charge. Instead, they ride ferocious smasher squigs, adorned with a heavy armor plate that's perfect for becoming the living, snarling wrecking ball that all orcs aspire to be. Oh my God, looks so damn cool.
Okay, so it's a boss knob for your squig riders. That's badass. Also, now that I've heard you read that line, anytime I get these guys charging into a battle, especially with the boss knob there, I'm gonna have to put on the metal cover of Wrecking Ball whenever you're making a charge. Brother Daz, by the way, if you're still listening, got me into the metal cover for Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball, huh? What is that like? I came like a wrecking ball. Oh no, that's
actually you're not that far off. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
A little more. Metal scream.
Yeah. More screamo. Gotcha. All right. Speaking of leaders, you may have noticed a particularly conspicuous gentleman with a rather wild crop of hair hanging around. Zodgrod Wartsnaga is one of a rare breed a run-third for hire, shunned by Orc society for his wild and preposterous idea. His supposedly absurd theory? Maybe grots aren't entirely useless after all. Oh, dude, he is
That's awesome.
crazy looking. Oh my god, he's got a mechanical leg.
That is so freaking cool. Also, what's really interesting about this, some of you know, if you've been following the channel for a while, I cut the top knobs off all my orcs. I don't like the look of orcs with hair typically, but something about this guy, the sculpt is just awesome. And I think he looks good with hair.
Yeah, he really does.
And that's specifically with 40k orcs. I think WoW orcs pull it off well.
Is some type of healer mythos or repair? Because look at the weapon that he's carrying.
So runt herds are usually just basically like a boss that keep grots in line.
Okay.
I'm not sure what kind of special rules this guy's going to have. Also, I want to take the opportunity to point out, you've seen the Warcraft movie, right?
Yes, absolutely. Well, no, I have not the movie. No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You're not gonna. You know me. I don't get all worked up about what you call it. So
spoilers?
Yeah.
No. It's not that it would be a spoiler. It's just I was going to reference someone. If you haven't seen the movie, you're not going to.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But basically, the orc. I keep wanting to say black mage. I'm in the wrong gaming universe there. But basically, the orc sorcerer or warlock or whatever that turns all the orcs green and gets them all tainted by fell energy. Mm-hmm. He's basically he's got like the crazy mane of hair and he's got the old man look to him for an orc, and he's one of the few people that look like an aged or wasting kind of orc, right? Mm-hmm. And it always struck with me because he looks that way until end of the movie kind of transformation. But anyways, that kind of is exactly what this brings. Nerzel, okay, that's what this guy right here brings to mind, because he's got the crazy hair. It's got like, he looks kind of like the muscles have withered and wasted, and right. He's almost if you look at the face and whatnot and some of the muscles there around the pectorals, right, like almost like sagging muscles, and it reminds me of that guy. So I don't know, I think that may be one reason why I'm loving this sculpt so much, is because he looks like, if you were to bring that character into the 40k universe, I think he'd look like this.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a brilliant sculpt.
By using such what? Huh?
I was just looking at that claw. It's like a interesting looking claw too. It's much thinner. It's much thinner than a power claw you see on orcs typically, but it's got like the extra curves and like serrated edges. And I agree with Brother Rob. This whole model just has so much character.
This looks like it'll open beer bottles.
Gul'dan. I think that's the one, Archer. I think you're right. I think it's that second one, Gul'dan.
This is great great at parties,
Oh, that's a staff.
Oh, that is. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it goes.
That explains.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it goes all the way straight through. But yeah, like I said, this would be great at parties, with beer and all.
I'll grab a stick. Okay, like the current runt herds have, only cooler looking. Okay. I love the detail on it though. That serrated kind of like snipping action it looks like it has. It's just very cool. I really hope grab a sticks do something cooler in the new editions. I've not seen a reason to ever take a runt herd before, and I have one in my bits box. It's not painted up because I'm like, like look wise, the model doesn't say, hey, paint me up because I look awesome. And also, the stats don't make me say, hey, put me in the army list.
Right.
So I'm like, I'd like to do something with the model eventually. Yeah. So maybe runt herds will be something better in the new edition, or at the very least, maybe this one will. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip over to the same article so I can read the next part. Give me just a second here. Yes, accept cookies. All right. So right after that, by using such unorky, stop that. Okay. By using such unorky practices such as positive reinforcement, Zodgrod lifts the runts under his care to heights other only only other Gretchen can dream of, much to the collective derision of his peers. So I wonder what he's gonna do for the grots to make them better, right? That's going to be interesting. Again, I'm interested to see what kind of reasons you're going to have for taking a rent herder now. If at the very least, the special one doesn't stop many of the beast snagger grots from being used for a classically creative orc engineering. However, particularly unlucky types might find themselves as the brain in a new breed of smart weapon accompanying the Squig Hog boys. Okay, so that actually. Oh, and that's okay. We'll have Freak do the zoom in here in a minute when he comes back. But again, yeah, that is actually exactly what I was mentioning. What it looked like with the explosives, it looks like a grot guided bomb squig. Oh, you are back. Welcome back, Freak.
Thank you. Yeah, 2 cups of coffee and a bottle of water.
Grumpy, my man. Looks like a combination of grab a stick and grot prod. Nice. Grab a sticks are great at the grocery stores when reaching the top shelves for the vertically challenged. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I usually try and spider my monkey my way up the shelves. When people aren't looking.
Spider your monkey.
Good morning, Grumpy. Welcome to Grumpy Guy Gaming. Today we have another unboxing. Big shout out, especially since across the pond it's already past midnight. So that means it's officially Grumpy Guy Gaming's birthday today.
What?
Everybody, big shout out, round of applause.
Happy freaking birthday. Holy crap.
And he's doing a little gaming and barbecuing today too, like we did with 40K and barbecue. So he's got a badass birthday planned out, man. So big day to him. Again, happy birthday to one of my favorite hobbyists in the entire community. And I hope it's a badass birthday, Grumpy, my man.
We need to. Let's see. I'll have to do. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it.
40K and barbecue sounds awesome. It really is. It really is. It's not the best thought out process, because the last few times we did ribs, which are notoriously messy, and then we put our fingers all over models, but we were very, very, very careful about, wipes and wet wipes and having plenty of paper towels and stuff like that to make sure no barbecue sauce, no grease got on our models.
Indeed.
But man, it was awesome. Let me tell y'all, Brother Atlas can cook up some some good
freaking
ribs.
Beast mode, man, for sure.
Ribs and wash your damn hands. Oh yeah, we also had a sink right there in the room with us, which was cool. But yeah, that was kind of the rule. You wash your hands, you play the model. You wash your hands, you play the model. Then you wash your damn hands, then you play the damn model.
Oh, that's great.
But it was a great time. And also he makes some badass jalapeno poppers, guys. Badass jalapeno poppers. Now I want some jalapeno poppers and ribs.
Too. Dang it. It sounds so good right now. All right. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so let's go back to this. Bring it out a little bit. Oh, cool.
So guided bomb squig. Also, Commodore, I want to draw your attention to that explosive grot there, because that is a rocket strapped to his back, which I think GW's been listening to our conversations about our upcoming competition piece. By the way, if you don't know, Commodore and I are on a team for a doubles painting event in Faith and Damnation. We're Team America, and spelled properly, MUR, Team America. And it does involve a grot that's got a rocket strapped to his back. So, Kami, I think G-Dubs is stealing our ideas, man. Okay, we already talked about how they stole Spud's idea about the war boss in big armor and a big ass cannon on top with the grot. Man, they are listening to this community. They got microphones everywhere. So we got to watch them, Kami. We got to watch. I'm sitting here doing the ICU fingers in the eyes thing, like Kami can see me, but but we're on the screen anyways. All right. Stealing from the best. Oh yeah. All right, freak. Let's move on. What we got next, baby?
All right. In addition to all these models that are perfect for starting a beast war of your own, the new army box offers a chance to get your hands on the full Orc Codex early. The standalone book's release is arriving short time later. When the Vanguard approaches, the rest of the war isn't far behind.
Oh no. Now that I'm not crazy about. So they're putting the Codex in the box set. Well, don't get me wrong. That version that comes in the box set is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Love that artwork on the cover there.
So you have to get the whole box in order that bad boy.
The thing is that I would normally be okay with that. And I guess I'm still kind of okay with that because I need an Orc Codex anyways. But the thing is that when they first did that with the Sisters of Battle box, that was just Sisters of Battle, having the collector's edition Codex in the Sisters of Battle box threw the price up over $200. And on top of that, we've seen a GW price hike since then. My eyes are wide open. GW has totally duped me into paying whatever for this box. You're not wrong. I just wanted to call attention to it, but you're not wrong. Oh, man. So it's good. It's going to be a pretty penny. But, man, these orcs look so cool. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just it's just a theory. A game. Oh, no, that's just my cease and desist. Never mind.
Oh my god. It's cool, man.
Oh, beautiful people indeed. And where would we be without the most beautiful Australian I know?
Australian Jesus.
Kaiju Short. Actually, okay, up there, maybe tied for the most beautiful Australian I know. Okay, I guess it's been almost 20 years now. We're going to say 10 years ago because that makes me feel better. When the Street Fighter movie came out, the Australian singer who played Cammy was for many years the most beautiful Australian that I knew. But also, Kaiju Shorts are Australian Jesus. Okay. Go ahead, freak. I keep cutting you off.
It's okay. I'm just on here. All right. Best of all these models we've shown off are only half of the green skin reinforcements you'll be seeing this year. Keep an eye firmly trained on our regular Here We Go article series to discover what's coming next. Oh, and if you're worried about the Beast Snaggas getting all of the new toys, don't be. Mega armored war bosses have appeared in Orc Codices before, but didn't have their own miniature up until now. We're excited to finally show off the first true appearance for this much requested model. Bam. This guy is beefy. He thick. Man, he thick.
He thick with 2 C's and a Q.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. And I love that they're bringing back the War Boss in Mega Armor. I wonder if the Big Choppa is going to be the only option for him. Because it feels like when you got a big old boss in Mega Armor, you want him to do the damage, and I feel like a War Boss should put out more damage than you can with a Big Choppa. It'd be cool if he would get a Power Claw option or something like that, or even a Saw Blade option. But it's still, either way, I think this will sell out quick. I think you're right, because the Orc community is a loud community, and I think lots of people are going to want their hands on this. I definitely think. I mentioned Street Fighter the movie, but the Roxas mentions one of my favorite lines of all time. They're watching a security camera, and a truck full of explosives is coming down at them. And the Zangief, the big, strong, dumb guy, is watching this truck full of explosives come at them through the security camera. And he goes, quick, change the channel. And everybody just stops and looks at him like he's an idiot. Jig says, Love that film, even though it's so bad. I love that film. I don't even think it's bad, but I know lots of people think it's bad. I love that film. I actually recently bought a brand new DVD copy because before I had it on VHS. Your options are Big Choppa or Big Choppa, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
He looks off on the picture. The war boss is still in keeping with the orc range, which is a nice touch. Yeah, he looks awesome. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to touch on what Jig said. A lot of people, again, are quite divided on the Beast Snaggas look. Some people say it's too much of a departure from the old school orc community. And guys, I love orcs and the orc community. So I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes when I say this. Okay. It's just something that I have observed as a new orc player. The orc community is one of the loudest, I feel like, when it comes to the division, where some of them are just love the new stuff and love that we have new stuff. And then the other half is very loud. You know, the squeak wheel is always the loudest, you know. Some of them are very, very, very upset with change, and everything must look the same way it's looked for the past 50 years and must look this way 50 years to come from now on, and anything different sucks, and everything was better back in my day when we had the same music and we had the same films and films back then.
I feel
it looked so much
triggered.
Better black and white.
I'm feeling
and
triggered
dude
right now.
No, you are. And this really isn't even about age. When I do that voice, it's just some of the same kind of complaints that when somebody says, you know what, movies these days sucks, music these days sucks. You're very progressive. You know, you like looking into new things when they come out, right? You like you're very tech driven. You're always looking at what's modern or cutting edge. Some people don't like modern. Some people like exactly the way it's been. Give us more of the same for the last 50 years. Give us more of the same for the next 50 years. Right. And I think that's why there's such a split in the opinions of the orc community. Some are just glad to have new stuff. Some are like, don't change my shit. Right. And it's caused a rift. Now, that's basically, like I said, I don't feel one way or another. And I'm not mad one way or the other for people who have those opinions. Y'all do you. Y'all do what you like. I'm just saying, as from a new orc player perspective, I see these two groups, this kind of rift or division in the orc community. But then I'm going to turn this around and also say that orcs are the nicest group of players I've seen on the internet overall. And that while they may have very strong opinions one way or the other, the very general overall opinion is that while group A or group B may want their stuff looking this way, that way, or the other, they don't care what the other group does. You know, some people can be very, it must be my way or the highway. I'm the only one with the right opinion. Right. But orcs are like, hey, I want what I want, but we're orcs. Do what you want to. Play a Lego piece and, you know, put some rivets on it if you want to and call it an orc piece. You know, you want to build this from styrofoam and trash? You go right ahead. Orc people are beautiful that way. They're like, hey, man, it's orcs. You do you. You know, just like the Mr. Potato Head Dreadnought was a thing. It's still a thing, but it was very popular for the longest time because orc players, they have a very you do you attitude, which I like. Sorry. Did I go off on a tangent again? I apologize. You sit there looking at me. Films were ruined when they switched to talkies. Charlie Chaplin rules. People don't like change. Shock. Jig says, I've come around to the Beast Snaggas as a separate entity within the orc range. I'm at peace with them now. Right on, brother. No doubling up like that. It must be super big choppa indeed. Nice. For me, that's another one of my favorite lines. Going back to Street Fighter, Roxy says, my favorite lines for me was Tuesday. I still quote that to this day. In that movie, Chun-Li, she finally gets alone with M. Bison, and she reveals her big revenge plan and how she'll never forget the day that he brought an army to her village and slew everyone in the village, including her parents, her friends, and she vowed to get revenge that entire day, and everything she's done in life, working to become a secret agent and all that kind of stuff. And, finding Shadaloo and tracking down his forces all led to this moment where she could finally have her revenge. And he's like, I'm sorry, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. She's like, what? He said, let me explain this. For you, the day I came to your village was a life-changing event that will stick with you, burned into your memory for the rest of your life. For me, it was Tuesday. And I was just like, the casualness of that just always like really stuck with me. Some orc players complain a lot, especially in October 2018. There was a lot of loud complaining. I got you, man. I like when orc players scream "wah" at events. Yeah, that's really cool. Even before I got into orcs, I always thought that was very characterful about orc players. New orcs looks great. Don't know why people are complaining. Only thing is that the models look a bit off when you put them beside the old models, but it isn't a big issue. And I suppose you could say the same thing. I mentioned before, we had a whole episode about the new orcs being kind of the Primaris treatment for orcs, right? And I think a lot of people felt the same way. Some people are still sticking with their firstborn Marine armies. And some people have decided to give up their firstborn armies and go all Primaris because they don't like the way the shiny new Primaris models with their new scale and build and height difference look compared next to the older models. Which, if you go even further back in time and put them next to the metal models, and then go further back in time and put them with the Rogue Trader, they all look out of scale with each other, and people don't like the way it looks off if you line them up next to each other. So I get that, and I can definitely see why people would feel the same way about the new orc stuff. Good morning, Alston Nation. Good to see you, my brother. Some legends in the chat today for sure. All right, so this next part looks like it's going to be good news for Atlas, right, brother?
It looks like, man. People who make up fighting forces of the Astra Militarum come from all walks of life. Some are fresh-faced recruits, while others are embittered veterans of a dozen wars.
So I think it's interesting. And when I first saw this picture, I thought it was new guard models, but it's just an upgrade set. And it's cool that you're getting some new weapons, new heads. I think that it's just an upgrade screw may give some legitimacy to the rumors that there'll be a guard box in the future. It's like, oh, here's a little trickle, but we're working on some other stuff.
That would be nice, especially for the AG community.
Agreed. Orcs grow the more they fight, so you can have different sized orcs in an army, and it looks perfectly in character. That's a great point, Rob. Kaiju says, wait, is Roxy here, or did that last coffee break something? So what happened is that we had planned for Roxy to be here tonight. Unfortunately, some things came up. She wasn't able to be here with us tonight. And hopefully we can do a collaboration in the future. But yeah, sometimes things don't go to plan. I use all edition of orcs in my army. I have Rogue Trader, Gorkum Borka, 3rd edition, and orcs all in the same mob. It adds to the ragtag aesthetic. That sounds awesome. Go ahead, baby.
All right. See here. Ooh, this is going to take a lot of me. Oh, man, that guy looks so cool. Oi, this is an emergency. The big boss' favorite grok stepped on by one of your gits, and I need a proper ducker now. I heard them beast Snaggas have some pretty choppy ducks in their mobs, so get them moomies from that regular feature thing to go find out what's what over there. I said now. As you might expect, a group of orcs that hang around almost exclusively with big angry squigs suffer more than their fair share of injuries before they even get to the fighting. With such constant demand for docs services, it comes as no surprise that many of the beast Snaggas get rather good at the art of battlefield surgery. So cool.
I agree. That is the coolest looking doc I've ever seen. I love the squig hooked up to the IV.
Yeah, dude, what the hell? They actually got the hose just plugged up in his butt. I mean, it's just really all right. We're gonna pump this into your arms now, there, pal. You hang in there.
Huh? Is Freak a bit quiet for anyone else, or is it just me? You sound loud on my end, so maybe it's
Let me check. No, it's I don't know. Let me check my mic settings here. Hold on. I wonder if it might have. It is kind of low. All right. I just don't want it to peg out. How's that? Is that any better, guys? Let me know if that's any better. Okay.
all right. Rob says sounds good. There we go.
All right, sweet. All right, sorry about that. But yeah, I made mention that there's a hose that's jammed into this poor squig's butt. So I guess that's what we're putting in their arms then, yeah? Hold still, old friend.
Who knows?
We gonna get you all patched up then, yeah.
Although, so squigs are also an emergency food supply. Actually, not even an emergency food supply. Squigs are actually not only mounts and bomb squigs, and they have squigs for almost every kind of purpose. But something that's lesser known is that squigs are the preferred delicacy or food source for orcs too. So there's a term squig juice before, and I think this just gives squig juice a whole new,
I can't just see this and think of it the same anymore. Yeah.
Backdoor hose. I need 10 cc's of squig butt juice.
That.
Oh man. They make a squig for all kinds of purposes.
Known as the pain bosses, these enterprising surgeons transcend the simple genetic knowledge of the pain boys and develop greater medical skills than many assume orcs are capable of. They're particularly favored by the beast Snaggas for their knowledge of squig physiology, giving them the ability to graft crude bionics and armor plates to their steeds when the need arises. Oh yeah, there it is.
There was a vaccine squig in second edition, apparently.
Nice. Oh, I didn't.
I love also that bag of just extra mechanical parts. Just, in case he needs to chop something off, stick a robot arm in. And then what's cool is that you're like, how could anyone, nerves and everything like that, how could anyone do that as a quick battlefield repair and just stick an arm on it work? But, just because the way orcs are, if the doc rips off your arm and sticks on a metal one and tells you it works, and you believe it, I guess it works.
Yeah.
Again, just like with everything else we've seen, so much character in this line.
Yeah.
And again, kind of like I was mentioning with the staff on the Runt Herd earlier, the claw here, the doc's claw, which, by the way, a Pain Boy's claw has almost taken out Freak's Land Raider in one game we were playing.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is a Pain boss. This is like, in my mind, that makes it like an upgrade version of a Pain Boy. So this Pain boss claw, again, it's got that sleeker, thinner kind of aesthetic. Definitely looks more utilitarian or like a medical kind of claw, a little more medical kind of blade than the big old claws that they have before. In fact, I think the Pain Boy's claw I have on right now is the old metal model that's actually like a buzzsaw arm. So, this looks like a more precision tool. Quick snip off somebody's existing armor leg, throw on a robot armor leg, tell them it works, and off they go. So cool.
In fact, pain bosses are so used to running around after the impetuous squig hog boys that many give their slow, organic legs a bit of fixin'. One of the most popular upgrades is to attach devices known as super legs below the knee, using the power of orky ingenuity to propel themselves at much higher speeds than normal. This isn't to say these docks exclusively work for the beast Snaggas, though. They're quite happy to patch up anything for a bag full of teeth. While it's common for docs of all kinds to keep a few Gretchen around to carry supplies, hold wounds open, and be clenched in the jaw during particularly painful amputations, the grot orderlies that accompany a pain boss need a few modifications of their own to keep up. Why have tiny runty legs when you can have a motorbike wheel instead? That's so crazy.
Dude,
that is
I don't know
so
why.
Crazy.
But like it's painted up, especially with like the black and red eyes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of modeled up with that same kind of almost body horror, kind of like
yeah. This looks like definitely something
Frankenstein movie, you know? Yeah. But like from the waist up, it looks like a Frankenstein kind of like body horror kind of thing, right? But from the waist down, though, it looks comical. Like, dude, this grot is really on a unicycle. Nothing not funny rides a unicycle. Mimes, clowns, that one robot duck from DuckTales, you know, it's all funny, and only good things, only hilarious things come from unicycles, I feel like. Anybody remembers the old DuckTales cartoons with the really cool RoboCop superhero in DuckTales that rode a robot unicycle like this? You know, he would power up by saying blather and blather sky. You know, that's exactly what this reminds me of. Nothing not hilarious rides a unicycle. This is awesome. This might be one of my favorite. I keep saying that for almost every model in the box, but you know, just again, I freaking love this model. It's awesome. Looks down at legs. They make a good point. You know, I'm inclined to agree with you, Kaiju, my man, especially since I've got a torn ACL and running ain't really a thing for me. But if I had me a unicycle leg, let me tell you, Gizmo Duck. Yes, someone does remember him. Thank you, Phoenix. You just made my night. Scrooge McDuck is the man. Darkwing is the man. Gizmo Duck is the man. You guys are all right. I love how you keep saying them. You keep saying you love them, or you keep saying blathering blather sky. I keep saying that I love the models, although I will keep saying blathering blather sky if that's okay, you know. You're just gonna look at every model right now. All right, here we have a blathering blather sky. Mythos, stop that. You start spraying. You pull out a little spray bottle like I'm a cat.
And then he hits it.
Oh man. All right. Yeah, that's an awesome looking squig or grot. So we got some art of the week to fly through because I want to show off some of the great work this week. But yeah, those are all the Orky announcements that have come so far this week, and I'm super hyped.
Far as it.
The beginning of all those works. I'm sure you'll recognize that work right there. Oh, and then of course, yeah, Dad, don't forget you. No, down.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
Let me but then the recent ones, because these were ridiculous.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, you already posted them in there.
I don't know when those got put in. You start with the orcs, and I'll put in your Smash Captain.
Okay. Hold on. The ones that I just sent last night.
Yeah, I'll put those in. Yeah, if you'll just start with those orcs there.
Cool. All right, fine.
Which is the birthday boys.
Woot, woot. Wow. And so much color.
Dude, I love Squigoths and that gargantuan Squigoth. By the way, he 3D printed and the majority of that super cannon on top of that gargantuan Squigoth. And then he added in some bits and plastic card to do the full conversion of that big ass weapon.
This is just, it looks so good, man. Too much talent, too much. Wow.
Dude, I really, really want some Squigoths for sure.
Yeah.
Also, I bought a Basilisk Cannon to do a super cannon for my cannon wagon. But man, this thing looks so cool. I should have just bought one from Grumpy. That's so cool. Dude, can you just imagine something that big, like an Imperial Knight, dinosaur, just sitting there pounding you with artillery shells?
Yeah, no, I can't. No, I really can't. I can't imagine that. Damn, this just looks great.
Love all the color of the skin and scales too.
Look at this, dude.
So much detail. Like I said, Grumpy really. I mean, I already wanted some Squigoths to put my shooty components like tank busters and ludas in my army, and I just thought they would be really cool. In a Squigoth, but actually seeing Grumpy's makes me want to even more. Oh, Grumpy, that would be so awesome.
Oh, that's a smash. Ooh. That guy's dead.
He's so dead.
Oh, wow.
This is a custom base that Grumpy put together for his client. And I mean, so much detail and work. And, it's like, so all the Primarchs, if you bought the Horus Heresy sets, all the Primarchs come with dead Marines on their bases. And what Grumpy did, he took that opportunity and took these Forge World bits and he made molds of them. So whenever he wants, he can cast up extra dead bodies for his bases.
That's fun.
It's a flesh wound when he says. I love that the armor is sectioned with chain bits so it can move. That's a great detail. Yeah. Phoenix says Darkwing, Chippendales, Rescue Rangers, already said DuckTales, I think, and Tailspin. That's the other one. The golden age of after school cartoons. Heck yeah. That, and then my brain has very compartmentalized sections like that, but also like the era of like Fox X-Men, the old animated Spider-Man cartoons that were like partially 3D with the when they first started doing the CG, the Fox Batman, that era of like after school Fox was amazing too. Exo Squad on Saturdays. Yeah, that was good stuff. I was thinking to add the Imperial Fists, but I didn't want to offend Freak. Oh man, see, somebody was looking out for you, Freak.
Oh man, I appreciate it, Grumpy.
Voltron, Toonami. Oh, heck yeah. You guys, I could talk about old school cartoons all day. Dude, these orc bikers look so good.
Dang, look at that.
Yes, Batman the Animated Series and Gargoyles. Heck yeah. Gargoyles, that's another one I missed. I got Disney Plus. I really should be watching that now. These are the orc bikers or the knob bikers? I think these are the knob bikers. Yeah, that looks like a big chopper. Yeah, I think these are the knob bikers. And who wouldn't want bikes designed specifically for their knobs? This is starting to sound like my stream with all the old cartoon references. Man, you and me both, man. I love talking about the old cartoons any chance I get else to. That's why I love when your show does it so much. I'm like, heck yeah, I could talk about this all day. Oh man, that Power Claw one looks so cool.
Yeah, it does.
Just riding forward with his claw up in the air. Like you can just see him leading the charge with the other knobs.
Oh man, I love the choice of color blends on the yellow. Oh man, you know I'm a sucker for yellow.
Oh yeah, he does them really well too.
Very nice.
And with all the dark color, the yellow really pops.
Yeah, it does. It makes the whole model stand out.
Agreed.
The red for the canisters. God dog it, man. Good. Oh, this is great. So I love it how he used the yellow as an accent. Dang it, man.
Ah, the power claws are magnetized. Swap them out.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, agreed, man. It's just incredibly well done.
Ooh.
The wheelie. Oh man, the wheelie looks so good.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite. That looks so good. That is so cool. Yeah.
That just freaking looks awesome. I don't even know what model this is. That is one of the coolest looking claws I've ever seen. I really want to magnetize my dreads. I could see that. I feel like I was going to magnetize my dreads at some point, and then I just got to building, and then I was just like, you know what? I just want to stick them on and be done. So, you know, patience. It's a virtue. It's not my virtue, but it's a virtue.
It's someone's virtue.
That is such a cool mega knob. That's someone else's mega knob, right? Like an Artel or Gear Guts. Dawn of War. Okay.
Look at that cannon. Jeez.
So this is the original Squigoth. Before we were looking at the gargantuan Squigoth.
Right.
This is what I want with the big ass cannon on top. Put some Ludas inside, shooting shots down the field. Yeah. Okay, and that okay, the mega knob we're looking at is an Artel W Warboss. Very cool.
Nice.
And I think that other one, I was like, I don't even know what that big ass claw is. Apparently, that's the Artel W one. I mean, Dawn of War one. Oh, Grumpy, you are making me so jealous, man. I really want a gargantuan, not a gargantuan, a regular Squigoth right now. But now, because the sculpts both look amazing, I don't know if I want this Forge World one or the one from Cromlech, because that one looks really awesome too. It's so torn.
By Kevlar and Clank.
This was sent to me by brother Richard at the Nerd Life, and it's so cool because it's like it's painted well. It looks good, but it's like it's kit bashing several kits together. Like you've got the wings off of like a Storm Raven, right? But like the Archaeocopter body from the AdMech, and it's got a very future like.
This looks so Judge Dredd to me.
Yeah, it's got it's got like a very sci-fi channel kind of vibe to it, you know.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
It's really cool. The little cars around it too got a very Mars rover kind of feel.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Like this is all equipment I could actually see working on Mars. Such cool stuff. Who's this by again? I can't remember.
Kevlar and Clank.
Kevlar and Clank. Brilliant work. I mean, I doubt they'll ever see our stuff, but if you ever do, just like mad props. Like these conversions look like they belong together.
Yeah, that is so neat.
I think that Archaeocopter thing is my favorite thing, though.
It looks really good. It looks real. It looks like that was an actual model of some sort.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good kit bash, is when you bash something together and it looks like it's supposed to look that way.
Yeah.
This base here too, you can see one of the old GW bastions, but you can also see some of their barricade walls from a different set. I think the ladder and whatnot is from one of the Mechanicum Kill Team sets. Like, you can just see different kits here together, but again, it looks like it's supposed to go together to make one big fortress.
Oh, show. That's neat. Who did this one?
I think the picture is it's in one of the other pictures. Okay. This is a 3D printed model, and I want to say that they said the file was found on Thingiverse, which I kind of want one. I mean, it looks cool, but also they said they had to do some modifications to it.
Oh, okay.
So it's a something.
Oh, okay. Bruce's collection, Bruce Clegg.
There you go. So you can find it either on his personal page, Bruce's collection, or of course, it's Bruce Clegg in the 40K Orc community.
Yeah, there you go.
Gob Smasher. Very cool. Love the way that he did the camo pattern on it too.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not like overly done. It actually blends in really nicely.
Right.
That big ass cannon on the front. It looks like an old Rhino body, and the cannon is kind of right in the center, like a Vindicator.
Right.
But the fact that it's done with that really big ass orky, oversized, like overkill, rotary cannon, looks so cool.
It's crazy because I love what they did with those big rivets too. I mean, this is really well done.
I kind of want one of these. I don't know what to run it as in my army. But it looks cool. I kind of want one. Man, if only I knew somebody I could commission that had a 3D printer could get this for me from Thingiverse.
This was done with the PLA printer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can see the lines?
Yeah. Yeah, although if there was a way to actually print in pieces, then that's probably more doable.
That's so cool looking.
Yeah, it is really neat.
Marco says, I'd love to have this tank. I'm with you, brother.
Why it won't let me? That's weird. Won't let me zoom in. Okay. Strange. All right.
Oh yeah, I wanted to show off some of Roxy's stuff tonight, since we're going to be spotlighting her tonight, and we still are. This is from Roxy Da Riveter's page, and if you want to go check her out on the Instagrams, she's got some badass stuff. But check out this Def Dread she's working on, all scratch built, baby. She's got her own plastic card pieces, some green stuffing in. This is 100% scratch built, and it looks amazing. Like I said, go follow her on the Instagrams. It looks so damn good. I can't wait till it's all built up. She got it painted. Like, this is going to be a really stunning piece. Also, she's got some, I just want to mention on that, she's got every weapon option also custom built.
Nice.
It's so cool. This is our brother, the Essex Boys, and his Def Dreads. And also, again, I can't stop celebrating him every week when we do this show.
Look at all the junk and stuff under it. That is so cool.
Yeah, Clint's got some of the best orc terrain, by the way. Oh. But also, if you look at his builds, his paint jobs, like this dude, Clint just gets orc aesthetic and
Yeah.
can nail it every time.
Yeah. Doesn't he build? Did he build all those wild and crazy like arenas and all that other crap? I mean,
Yeah. He's the one who did the
yeah,
Blood Bowl.
yeah.
And this is his Big Mac shop in his
Look
orc
at that,
town
dude.
here.
This is insane.
Oh, you like the way his terrain looks?
Dude, I'm a huge fan. Are you kidding me?
You're a huge fan? That's good. That's good to know. Not that I have anything planned, but there may be a future collaboration somewhere. So if you like his terrain, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
What?
I'm a big fan.
Where?
What? Nothing.
Look at this, man. Dang, dude. Look at that.
That is so good. I love that he's got his checkerboard diagonal here, making little diamonds.
Yeah.
Like I have a hard enough time painting straight squares for checkerboard orc patterns. He's done it with diamonds. This guy nails the orc aesthetic, but I'm pretty sure this guy could paint Harlequins if you wanted to.
This here, I mean, this is a perfect what do you call it? So you see all the excavation equipment like from Caterpillar, right? He's got that down pat.
Yeah. I was just thinking that the way it's weathered, it's got exactly the same kind of rust that a Caterpillar would have. I used to, a little known fact, one of the jobs I've had in my life is I did do some construction and did run a Caterpillar. It was a Cat 906. And this is exactly the way the wear and tear looked on the 906 I ran. And my partner and I wrecked a 906, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, he made these colors look good, man. Yeah.
Jay the Hyper Sapien, join the chat. Welcome to the channel. In a previous job, I was a Caterpillar. I don't know what to make of that, Kaiju. Hey, I don't know. I don't honestly know what to make of that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the chat, by the way, G, my man. It was so good to have you, man.
Oh, look at that.
We are just currently oh, brother, get some sleep, man. I'm glad you hung with us. We appreciate your time, brother. I just the way Essex Clint paints this is just mind-blowing.
Dude,
I can't say enough good things about his work. The rust effects, the metal, the wear and tear.
Absolutely.
Marco says, now you're a butterfly?
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
Well, it's taken 2 years, almost 2 years, but I'm happy to finally stump you. You know, it's funny because like a large part, especially early in our recording of the channel and whatnot, that used to be Freak's mission every episode was to try and break me on camera.
Yep.
See if you can make me break character. The tiny, the fact that he went into just like tiny areas like the wrists and is like, let's enhance this with a few more checkerboards. There's so much attention to detail that he does. It's amazing.
This is great, man. And it still just slaps a ton of really cool grain on there. That is so neat.
And the thing is that he does it so fast too. He's like Grumpy or Elston. Like every week, I see him post up his stuff in.
There's more of them. Oh my gosh! I don't see how that's possible.
Oh yeah, I think he got a whole Dreadmob painted up.
Yeah.
But like every week in the Pickle Jars chat, I see that he's like, "Up, I did this whole other, unit or squad or whatever, and also painted up to incredibly high standard." Kaiju is Australian, so he's a deadly butterfly that can kill you.
Oh,
that sounds about right.
That's about right. Yeah.
Oh man, this is so cool. I love love the aesthetic for Deathcore of Krieg, and this has such a grim, dark, gritty, and grimy vibe
Yeah,
to it. It's so
it
perfect.
does. Oh, man. Come on. The hell? That's weird. That's when that one's not coming out.
Facebook said no second picture for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Who'd you say did the Deathcore?
Hmm.
Who'd you say did the Deathcore? Folkstorm?
Folkstorm, yeah.
So cool. Speaking of amazing looking deathcore, Elster Nation is actually working on a Krieg army right now. So you'll probably have it done, by dinner time or something.
Almost looks like this guy's playing with somebody's spleen, just
As you do. Anybody want to play spleen ball tonight? I don't know if you remember that from Red versus Blue.
I need to find that again. This is so cool.
Insectus shrimp on the Barbius. See, God damn it. Small correction, finished a Krieg army.
Wow. Now you're just showing off, man.
One doesn't simply finish a Krieg. Oh, there he goes. This looks amazing. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch your most recent episode, Elston. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna have to check that out soon. I just finished the Storm Surge with the custom base. I'm about to take some exclusive pictures. How do I get on Art of the Week? Send them to me over on Messenger, man, and we will put them up, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Krieg. Yep, the Krieg models do look absolutely gorgeous. And Krieg have some of the best point for point cavalry models in the game. And I say point for point because, of course, obviously, like the Thunderwolf cavalry are much stronger, and like the Chaos cavalry are much stronger. However, like these for the Kriegs come extremely cheap. You get the multi wounds, you get the extra toughness, you get the flanking maneuvers and all that, and they have incredible movement that help them take objectives or block off movements. Like I was watching some people like our boy over at Auspix Tactics play units like this, and it wasn't about dealing damage. They would ride them up to the enemy's deployment zone, and when it came to the enemy's turn, they couldn't get out of their own deployment zone before stopping to kill off those models. Right. And then the next turn, they'd move up more cavalry. Boom, park them. So like continuously trapping the enemy in their own deployment zone, and they couldn't get out there and score objectives. Please tell me those lances have that detail in there that they're not painting those, and they're not painting those spiral stripes. The painting detail that this person did looked so incredible. I'm willing to bet that they painted those in, like free-handed them or something. This particular artist here with these white guard, I think last week or the week before, we looked at their veterans that had the twin claws. Kami sent me a picture today, and here we are. It looks like some blade guard veteran who also looked phenomenal. What was that name, freak? I cut you off before you started.
Snaggas Wargames.
Snaggas Wargames.
Yeah. Yeah, looks.
I was going to say that the video is about me finishing them. Nice. Well, it is on my watch list this weekend, my friend. I didn't finish anything this week, says Marcos, but everything I did recently, I finished last week. Nice. Those models do look great. I couldn't agree more, my brother. Brack says my hobby's been a bit slow this week. Me too. Too much work, less time for hobby. I think we all feeling that, baby.
If they understand that. This is by Damian Pedley.
Oh yeah.
Not a huge fan of that.
Yeah. What particularly about it don't you like, Freak?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a big drop of blood, big glob of blood that he's got dripping. Or maybe just the Imperial Fist that's on the ground there, dead.
Kami sent me these pictures earlier, and he's like, awesome cute artwork, but Freak's gonna go blow a gasket about these.
Look at his horse crap. This reminds me when Nick and IDICBeer decided he was gonna send you a really neat little diorama. Like little cavalry. What was it? The priest.
Yep, Iron Priest on a wolf.
Yeah. But he couldn't just send that to you. You had to have decapitated Imperial Fist. I'm like, okay, you know what?
He needs those unicycle legs.
Yeah. Can we get that doc over here, please? We need him to kind of set him up.
Marco says, but the Imperial Fist is the best part.
Jeez.
It is actually a really well painted Imperial Fist.
It is a well painted but dead.
My favorite is that this. So this is oh my god, it's that Chaos Cavalry model I was drooling about last year or the year before when Shadow Spear came out. But you can see they've done a head swap here and put on 3 of the Juggernaut heads and turn it into like a Cerberus, which is just badass.
Bloody hell, what? Okay, this is
just the bloody and the bloody hell.
That's a little bit ogreish, but okay. Yep. Okay. Apparently, these guys don't like Imperial Fist much.
Yes, the 3 heads, the Cerberus look with the Juggernaut heads is so awesome. I agree. This is
I don't like it
so bad. If we just focus on the Cerberus and ignore the Imperial Fist.
Seriously? You want me to ignore that?
G says, I like this yellow beaky.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh man, I was looking at of course, the gore and the red are in the sword are all notable. You immediately jump out at you.
Oh, this really jumps out at me really well.
Look at the face though. Like you can see like a 5 o'clock shadow kind of thing going on. Really good detail on the face. I didn't even notice it at first.
That's a green glow. Yeah. Wow. All right, that's
like Bruce Leroy, I got the glow.
Jacked up.
Oh, look at that body. Oh, it's done really, really well. It really is.
It is done very well.
And again, another seamless conversion that makes you think, hey, this is supposed to be a Cerberus model, What's going to bother me for the rest of the night, and when I lay down to sleep, I'll remember what the name of the model is supposed to be.
Maybe it's down here. No, I don't see it.
Oh, that's could you read that name out for me?
Down here, Lenny crafted, and then Damian Pedley is the one who.
Damian Pedley. This is what Archer was showing earlier about the Sisters model.
Yeah.
And how they adjusted the cloth on it to make it look more like a Sisters of Battle.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I could see the fan edit actually looks really good.
All right. Here's oh cool. Here's the one I did for Kami.
This is a non-dead Imperial Fist.
Nope, he's fully alive.
Lord Discordant. Yes, Kami, thank you. Really great work, Freak. I love that head too.
I think the head's probably my favorite part.
Also, I love just the way the glow spills off from the hammer onto the base, kind of like that art piece we were looking at last week. It's like you can tell whatever that hammer is about to smash is going to get seared as well.
I I think the eyes came out really well. He's got this dead focus on. I try to do a little Gears of War look on it. So
Yeah, and that's what I think I like about the head so much, is that it reminds me of Santos from Gears of War. Really great work, man.
Thank you, man.
I love that Kami thought you were just flexing on him.
Oh wow, thanks, man.
All right, man, I see you.
Right? Now you just showing off, jackass. Yeah.
Really good work, man.
Man.
I hope it goes well in its new home.
I hope so too. You know, it'd be like pushed in the corner somewhere. All right, an avocado. Thanks.
I think those were Blood Crusher heads. Okay, cool. I thought it was the Juggernaut mount from the Chaos Lord on Juggernaut. That's cool. Actually, now that I know what they are, I might get a couple of those because they just look awesome.
Where is it? Oh, King. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, Robert just sent real quick.
Nice. Nice. He said that we are the first reveal. These are exclusive photos.
All right.
He just finished this model. The diorama base from the model, that is.
Okay. All right, Rob. Man, I love his background. Just all right.
The Juggernaut and the Blood Crushers look very similar. Okay, that's good to know.
Now it's gonna come on. That's stupid.
But now what's going to come on?
Oh, that's freaking the crowd started. I guess like that's kind of late.
Oh.
All right. All right, here we go. And
they were just applauding the amazing work that Rob has done. It waited until this moment for a reason. First of all, I just want to point out how good this model looks. You guys know I am not a fan of the Tau because I'm emotionally scarred. But like the way this model looks is absolutely fantastic. And I love that you put the Shapeway arms on there because it really, first of all, the Storm Surge always looked out of balance to me because, you know, it's just like stumpy missile launchers where the arm should go. This really makes it feel like a mech or a suit.
Yeah, really good. Gorgeous.
And the paint scheme looks so solid. Like this looks like something I straight up would have watched out of Robotech or something like that. But definitely can't wait to see more of that diorama base. By the way, again, I want to plug it again. If you are interested in how Brother Rob painted up this Storm Surge, you can check out his tutorial where he paints this entire thing up, except for that badass base there. And I think that's his next video, but you can check out the tutorial for the Storm Surge itself right here. Okay. Oh, cool. Got a couple of drones right there on the base. Very nice. Yeah. Those last few Imperial fists were about to be torn apart by Cornate Marines. Very cool. Very cool. Kaiju, Juggernauts, and Blood Crushers are the same thing, are they? I think so, but they are sold as different models with different names. Interesting.
This is beautiful. I love how he did the symbol on the red background. That's really
That is cool. Very cool. And it really helps it pop.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that red draws the attention to it.
Yeah, I really like the missile launcher here.
Oh, these drones were made from spare bits. Very nice. I feel honored I got to be part of the creative process on that base here. Rob asked me a couple different options for the missile, like, should the rocket be skidding along the surface of the sand, or should it be coming out of the structure? And I really like how he had the missile coming out of the structure. So I appreciated being part of the opinion, Brother Rob.
I love the decals here.
Yeah, really, really awesome work with the decals. I think these were Gundam decals,
Yeah.
right, Brother Rob? So it really kind of enhances that anime aesthetic. Big Mac Danskull, good morning, my brother. Pro Twitch streamer right there, who freaking I have done some chatting and seeing Big Mac's success with the dual platform streaming he's been doing lately is really making Frost and Fist consider doing some dual platform streaming as well. Also, I think I was in one of Big Mac's chats, maybe, and Marcos, I think, asked us if we'd considered doing that as well, and the answer is yes. We got some new camera equipment coming our way, new microphones, and we are definitely considering it. Completed piece is absolutely gorgeous, Brother Rob. Wow. I love, if you follow or if you're a subscriber to Big Mac over on the Twitch, he's got a custom emote that you can use where it's Big Mac flexing the big muscles of the Big Mac going, wah. So whenever he raids into other people's chats, what do? We spam the wah button. We spam the wah button. Twitch mini painting community seems to be pretty solid. I gotta say, and I'm gonna admit I was wrong here. Freak tried to get us into the Twitch mini community earlier, and I was like, man, we spent all this time building up connections, people we know on YouTube. Why would we want to dilute that? And I'm gonna just go ahead and say I was wrong. And Big Mac here has shown you can go multi-platform and be successful. And there's lots of people who do just Twitch, like our brother Wolf Wraith, by the way, and just make it successful. So it's super awesome stuff. And yeah, we could be a year into this already if I had listened to Freak, but I was wrong. And I would say, note that on the calendar, your Wolf brother was wrong, but it was Tuesday. It was probably a day that ended in Y. All right, Freak. We looked at some amazing art of the week today. We looked at some really badass up-and-coming orc stuff. What are your closing thoughts for the night, my man?
The orcs are intriguing. I'm actually... The wheels are turning,
I'd like to counter that with your face is intriguing, but go ahead.
I really like that they're giving the orcs some, especially our community, some love. Yeah, you're right. There are always going to be somebody to whine and cry about something, whether it's new or old or whatever. But I really like that, that's getting attention. I do like the models. I really do. So that's caught my eye, and yeah, I got some stuff processing, so we'll see, man. I'm really liking it. And thanks to the Kami's Patreon model that I have to paint, I really got bitten by the painting bug, so really enjoying that. I'm gonna continue and see what else I can put together, and yep, I'm ready to keep on painting, man. So
sometimes a good palette cleanser project is exactly what you need to get your painting mojo back, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, really, really stoked. I hope he likes the model. You know, it was fun to do. Yeah, just gonna concentrate on the next project, see what happens.
Rebasing a boys mob, nice. Are we hobbying tonight? You know, I didn't drum up any interest earlier, but Rob, if you want to do some hobbying, I'm down, my man. You can do some bit of hobbying, my man. I'm down to clown, baby. Freak needs some green in his life.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to
specifically some green that is not supposed to be painted in 5 minutes.
Yeah, they'll make me do that.
All right, guys. Like I said, I'm stoked about all these things too, and I am down as well. You guys know I love getting some paint down, especially when I'm hanging with the fam. So absolutely. Let me take a quick bio after we sign off, and I am after a quick bio, I'll start sending out invites. I'll post it in our Discord, the Chili Network Discord. I'll post it on our Frosted Fist Facebook page and the IDICBeer group. So I'll throw out invites everywhere, and we can get our hobby on.
Yeah,
all right, if you guys
would join, but I've got my daughter's reveal tomorrow, so gender reveal.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Yes, you do.
Have a long day.
Give the fam my love, brother.
Will do, my man.
Guys, if you enjoyed tonight's episode, then please make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. If you're watching from the archives, comment down below and let us know what you thought of tonight's chat. And feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to this channel or any of our brother networks at the Chili Network below, then we would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys, stay frosty.